Okay, I'm beginning the recording. Today is August the 6th, 2020, and this episode is going to discuss the importance of tryptophan breakdown by the gut bacteria. We're also less than 90 days before an important election that will determine many of our country's further future politics. And one of the things that I want to point out in the discussion of the gut, as we're talking about neurotransmitters, is that when people are not going about their daily activities and they're staying at home and they're drinking excessive alcohol and eating junk food and worrying about their jobs and politics, then there's some pretty nasty metabolites that are forming in their gut. And that affects how they feel and their mental state. So I think we're actually experiencing a lot of that we see in the news on how certain people are reacting. So we're going to look at the biochemistry of where a lot of this is coming from. And so here's a chart that I am showing on tryptophan. And you can see there's several pathways that tryptophan is involved with. And remember, it's not just when you eat turkey, but it's also, tryptophan is in almost all meat foods, eggs, chicken. So you're going to get, a supply readily if you're consuming any protein at all. A good balanced diet is going to be about 20% protein. And you'll see here the pathway. Tryptophan goes to serotonin, which has a lot of functions in the gut. And it also shows research that when your gut bacteria serotonin is low, then also your nervous system serotonin is low. And then serotonin, of course, converts then to melatonin. So this may account for individuals that have really offset their circadian rhythm. They're staying up at late, watching violent shows, and this is just a vicious cycle that feeds on itself. The other pathways of tryptophan have to do with indole, tryptamine, and you see other forms of indole as well. And some of these have some pretty nasty toxic side effects. And generally what will determine a metabolite to go down a toxic pathway has to do with inflammation. And inflammation is really the enemy of the gut. Inflammation stops the reactions of healthy nutrients, both from the bacteria as well as from the healthy host. And so here's some of the points we were making about serotonin. Serotonin is produced through bacterial fermentation of tryptophan in the gut. About 5% of your serotonin is made this way. And these are some of the sources of the tryptophan. Serotonin is a precursor to melatonin. Tryptophan, serotonin, melatonin, tryptamine, and IAA are all interconnected. And these are some more diagrams showing the specific conversions, enzymatic catalysts to the end product. Serotonin function in the gut initiates gut motility, stimulates gut secretions, activates the vagus nerve. Excessive serotonin is damaging to the gut. And you see there's always a balance for all of these. The functions in the brain have to do with your feel-good hormone, focus, and cognitive function. The role of the gut determines serotonin in mental health is unclear at this point. Of course, we know melatonin is, serotonin is a precursor to melatonin, 400 times more melatonin secretion in the gut compared to the brain. Involved in gut immune function, barrier strength, and inflammation pathways, can be absorbed into the body and used in the blood and saliva. Elevated inflammatory bacteria deplete the body of tryptophan and can result in low serotonin and low melatonin. So that's really the point that I wanted to make today. Just keeping this focus short so that we can discuss it. And just quickly, I want to again acknowledge all of our practitioners and know that this is a difficult time, and that I pray for our practitioners because they are the front line watching and caring for and overseeing their patients. And so my prayers go out to helping the practitioners with their gut function to improve their focus, their point of happiness, their cognitive function, so that they can in turn turn around and help those that they serve. Amen. Okay, I'm going to end this section and open it up for questions.